Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Miss English podcast. I am your host, Socheta, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you today in our beautiful studio.
And I am Mr. Saruan. It is a pleasure to be back, Socheta. I can feel the energy in the room today, and I think our topic is something that is going to resonate with every single person listening.
I agree. Today, we are tackling a subject that is often whispered about, but rarely discussed openly in the world of language learning. We are talking about the why. Specifically, why do so many people start learning English with such fire, only to quit a few months later?
It is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It is heartbreaking to see a student who is so full of hope suddenly go silent, stop showing up to class, and let their books collect dust on the shelf.
It really is. I remember when I first started my journey, there were moments where I just wanted to throw my dictionary across the room. It feels like you are climbing a mountain that never ends. Why does that happen, Mr. Saruan?
Well, Socheta, I think the first reason is the honeymoon phase. When you start something new, your brain releases dopamine. Everything is fresh. Every new word feels like a victory, but then the novelty wears off.
Oh, I know that feeling. It's like starting a new hobby or a gym membership. The first week is amazing, but by week 4, the couch looks a lot more inviting than the treadmill.
Exactly. When the newness fades, learning becomes work, and many people aren't prepared for the work. They expect the excitement to carry them all the way to fluency, but excitement is a sprinter, while fluency is a marathon runner.
That is a great metaphor. So when that excitement runs out, people hit what we call the intermediate plateau, right?
Precisely. The plateau is where most dreams of speaking English go to die. In the beginning, you go from knowing 0 to knowing 100 words. That jump feels huge. But when you are at an intermediate level, learning another 100 words doesn't feel like much progress at all.
Yes, it feels like you are running in place. You can communicate basic ideas, but you still struggle with complex grammar or fast-paced conversations. It feels like you aren't getting better, even though you are putting in the hours.
And that is when the frustration sets in. People start to tell themselves stories. They say, maybe I am just not a language person, or I am too old for this. They look for an exit strategy because their ego is bruised.
That ego part is so important. We hate feeling foolish. I have talked to so many students who quit because they were embarrassed to make mistakes in front of others. They would rather stop learning than look stupid for a moment.
It is a tragedy of the human condition. We want the prize without the process, but you cannot have the fluency without the mistakes. Every time you stumble over a word, you are actually building a stronger neural pathway. But if you quit, that pathway just disappears.
Curiously, let's talk about the why from a different angle. Do you think people quit because they don't have a strong enough reason to learn in the first place?
Absolutely. If your only reason for learning English is because I should, you will quit the moment life gets difficult. Should is a very weak motivator. You need a must.
A must. I love that. Like, I must learn English to get this promotion so I can support my family. Or, I must learn English so I can finally travel the world independently.
Exactly. Those are emotional anchors. When the rain starts falling and the path gets muddy, those anchors keep you from drifting away. Without a deep personal why, the first sign of a busy work schedule or a family commitment becomes an excuse to stop.
So, for our listeners who might be feeling like quitting right now, what do we say to them? How do we get them to stay on the path?
Encouragingly, first, I would tell them to stop looking at the top of the mountain. Just look at your feet. Can you take one more step today? Can you learn just one phrase? Don't worry about being fluent by next month. Just worry about being better than you were yesterday.
I love that. Small wins. And also finding joy in the process again. Maybe stop studying boring textbooks and start watching a show you love in English or listening to a podcast like this one.
Yes, reignite that spark. Language is a tool for connection, not just a subject in a book. If you find a friend to talk to or a topic you are passionate about, the work stops feeling like work.
It is okay to take a break, isn't it? A break is not the same as quitting.
A very important distinction, Socheta. If you are burned out, rest, but do not quit. Rest for a weekend, rest for a week if you must, but then pick up your books again. The only way to truly fail at English is to stop trying entirely.
That is so powerful. The only way to fail is to stop trying. I think I needed to hear that too, even as a teacher and host. We all have things we want to quit.
We are all human. The struggle is universal, but the reward of sticking it out, of finally having that deep conversation in English or reading that book in its original language, the feeling is incomparable.
Energetically. Well, listeners, if you are feeling discouraged, take a deep breath. Remember your must. Remember that the plateau is just a sign that you are getting closer to the peak. Don't give up on your future self.
You are more capable than you realize. Your brain is a wonderful, flexible organ. Give it time, give it patience, and give it the grace to make mistakes.
Brightly. Thank you so much, Mr. Saruin, for sharing your wisdom with us today. This conversation was exactly what I needed.
Warmly, thank you for having me, Socheta. To everyone listening, keep going. We are rooting for you.
Enthusiastically. That is all for today's episode of the Miss English Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share this with a friend who might be struggling, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.